My name is John Gacheru. I'm a counseling psychologist based in Nairobi, Kenya. I welcome you to today's program. This is Heart Talk, a program that will be helping you deal with issues, different manner of issues. We'll be talking about relationships, we'll be talking about yourself, understanding yourself, working on your self-image, your self-esteem, and many other areas. And today, I want to talk about how to manage your relationships. Now, every one of us is in a relationship, whether it's with your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your family, your mother, everybody. We cannot be without being in a relationship because relationships are inescapable. Yet, however, it is in the relationships that we get hurt. We are sort of predisposed to pain because of the fact of the people we care for and we love. Someone you don't care for can't hurt you, and even if they did hurt you, it wouldn't be that painful. However, the person you care for, the person who matters to you, have a greater chance of really deeply wounding you. And currently, the greatest pain in the life of people revolves around relationships, and that's why today I want to talk about this. So how do you manage relationships? And I think there are key skills and key strategies that we can employ in our work to do so. It's important for you to know two things as I begin. One, relationships are complex. It's not a straight answer, one, two things. There are many things that you need to know and understand in regard to relationships. We cannot simply tell you break off or stop being in love with this person or move away. We need to learn the skills that are necessary for relationship builder. Number two, it's important to know that relationships develop because we use certain good skills, and it's the absence of those skills that the relationships deteriorate. And that's why it's important that we get to work on those relationships. Now, how do you manage relationships? I think point number one, it's important to manage expectations. Sometimes we tend to expect people to be perfect, to sort of be greater than they really are. And we enter into relationships with this misconceived notion that there is this one person who will perfectly fit into the kind of mold we have, and that they're going to meet all our needs. They're going to fulfill all our desires. And therein lies the fallacy, because there is no single one person who is able to do that. So it's important that we begin to accommodate people with their mistakes, with their flaws, and their warts and all. And it's important to do that. The second point, which is critical for me, and I think it's universal, is that we need to learn how to love the other person the way they need to be loved. There are differing love languages. There are different ways and styles that people understand and receive and reciprocate love. And when we miss out on that, then we are not able to touch them and they do not feel us. And there is a disconnect every time we love the other person, the way we think they ought to be loved, and not finding out from them. And I challenge you to ask the person who is in your life today, how can I love you your way? I mean, that's very selfless. Otherwise, when we tend to love people how we think we ought to love them, then we mess up. Important also, number three, is to fight fair. Fighting fair includes many things. First of all, it involves you knowing when to fight. It involves you knowing how to fight. It involves knowing what to say and what not to say. So it's critical indeed, first of all, to avoid saying hurtful words, to avoid saying things that are not building the other person, words that are going to destroy, words that are going to break their heart. So it's important that we begin to inspire them. We begin to say things that are going to help them. Important also is to know that words are like nails on a wall. Once you screw them through, even if you remove them, the injury still remains critical. Number two, it's important to know when to fight, in terms of the location, in terms of the timing, and in terms of, do I need to pick this fight or not? Many times we begin fights or arguments on very legitimate concerns. However, they veer off and they spiral out of control and they move in the wrong direction, and we end up hurting each other and we end up saying things that are not appropriate. It is absolutely essential that we know when to fight, how to fight, and what to do. It's also important to know what you're fighting about. Sometimes you begin with the right thing, but then you end up fighting about non-issues, things that are not legitimate, things that were not there from the beginning. It's critical to do that. Lastly, which is very critical, is to know that it's important to apologize, to just seek for forgiveness, and to also extend an olive branch to the other person. People will hurt you, your lover will hurt you, your friend will hurt you, and it's important for you to learn how to forgive them. And when you do that, then you're going to build a better relationship. Until next time, adios.